Hello, I'm Takashi Iizuka, creative officer of Sonic.
What's new with this game? Is it a DLC? Is it a full-fledged new game? Like, talk about the perspective of the game.
Sonic X Shadow Generations is a new game. It's taking the 2011 Sonic Generations game, remastering it, and then adding into that new story and new gameplay using Shadow as the playable character with Shadow's story. So it's really a full game package with 3 hedgehogs: Modern Sonic, Classic Sonic, and Shadow the Hedgehog.
So speaking of that, like, are there any new abilities the hedgehogs have, Shadow and Sonic? Are they unique? Do they have unique abilities to one another?
So yeah, Sonic and Shadow are very similar characters. You know, they're both extremely fast, but we have some special abilities and new features for Shadow. He does have the brand new powers that are exclusive to this game, the DUNE powers. Those are going to be a lot of fun to play. And we also have Shadow using Chaos Control to kind of stop time and do lots of Shadow unique abilities and attacks then.
What are some of the challenges when remastering a game from a director point of view, from your company's point of view?
So yeah, when thinking about Sonic Generations, when we remastered it, we really wanted it to like look and feel better because we know a lot of people get into the game experience. So improving, not only the look but the frame rate is important, but even that we don't think would be enough, and we need new features. So we added in a Chow rescue feature to Sonic Generations, so people who have played the game before have a reason to play it again.
Do you ever feel it's difficult to balance a remaster and not add too much and keep it the same, but at the same time want new things for players to experience with a remaster?
Yeah, it's always a challenge. It's part of what we want to do when we remaster the game is make sure things are still in their original state. So, Sonic Generations really is that 2011 game, the original game, Sonic Generations. But we also wanted to add some things in. We wanted to maybe remove some of the hurdles, the challenges, the things that stopped people from progressing in the game, but also adding in new actions for people that have played the game before, giving them new things to do inside of the game they've already played.
Can you take us inside your level design process? We played a lot of fun levels with Shadow today. Like, what goes into designing a good Sonic level?
So yeah, the game design and really the level design for Shadow Generations is following the Sonic Generations kind of game format. We have a lot of levels and stages that are themed after really nostalgic and fun places that Sonic or Shadow have been in the past, and they wanted to use that to the maximum. So we have these stages you've played before, and we've added into there the new DUNE powers that Shadow can use inside of the stage. And some of the more tricky places back when you play the original version of that stage, some of the tricky places, because of the new powers and abilities that Shadow has, is going to be more fun to play through and maybe a little bit easier for people to have lots of fun in. And so the team wanted to make sure everything felt original, but also had a certain amount of polish and tuning on it that more people can get through and have a really fun time getting through.
So with this being a remaster, where does this take place in the Sonic timeline from a lore and story perspective?
Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations are 2 different games that you'll be choosing to play from the very beginning of the game. So you can choose to play through Sonic first, or you can choose to play through Shadow first. But from a story perspective, it's all happening kind of at the same time. So in Sonic Generations, the time meter comes, everyone gets sucked into the white space, and the game begins. Shadow Generations starts in the same way. We have the Time Eater event happen, and what happened in Sonic's world is also in parallel happening in Shadow's world. So the story is Shadow's story, but it's kind of happening in parallel to the events of what's going on in Sonic Generations.
Can you take us into your mindset when you decide to do a remaster of sorts, like the conversation internally about doing that over a brand new game?
From a creative standpoint, it's always fun to make new games and deliver something new, but we also want to have titles coming out every year to keep all the fans excited and interested in our Sonic content. So there's always this conversation about what we're going to make and how we're going to make it. But we realize we also want to provide fans with things that they want, and just like when we released Sonic Colors Ultimate, a lot of fans said, "Oh my gosh, I really want like a Sonic Generations remaster. That'd be great." So we get to kind of have both slices of our cake and eat them too. Is we get to do a remaster and bring something out on time, but we also get to add in. It's not just the Sonic Generations remaster. We're adding in new gameplay with Shadow Generations to make sure the fans who loved Sonic Generations originally are going to buy this and like it because there's something new for them. But if you're just a new player and you've heard a lot about Sonic Generations and what a great game it is, you can also buy it and play it on the platforms that you have currently.
Love your necklace. Where did you get it, and and where can I find one?
Thank you.
どこで
これは
So thank you very much. You can buy this at King Ice. They have lots of cool product there. Check them out.
So like people love Shadow, people love him. He's the ultimate life form, as he keeps reminding us. But for other fans out there who are liking the more obscure characters, what message can you give to them if they're really a big fan of Silver or they're a fan of Vector? Like, what would you say to them?
So for those who have played Sonic Generations, you already know this, but we have a lot of characters appearing in Sonic Generations. It's really like almost our full cast of characters that do make an appearance in Sonic Generations. So for those who haven't played it yet, do play it, because you will see Vector, you will see Silver. A lot of the characters maybe that you haven't seen in a while are there. But that goes for the Shadow side as well. It's not going to be Shadow just as his own. There's going to be lots of great characters on the Shadow side as well that hopefully people get excited about.
From a fan's perspective who knows nothing about game development, what do you think is the biggest misconception about your job being head of Sonic Team?
So yeah, the only reason we've been able to continue releasing games for over 30 years is the support of our fans and really all of the positivity that we get from them. We're doing really well. Our business is healthy, and that allows us to bring out more games every year. And we really appreciate all the support we do get from our fans. And we do want our fans to know that it really helps the development teams out to get that support and to hear all the comments from fans and be there to make sure they're going to be ready for more content and they want more content. That helps everyone on the development team make the games, put in all the time, and make sure our fans are getting what they like.
Can you solve an age-old question? Who's faster, Sonic or Shadow?
どっちが早いか。
さあどっちでしょうね。
We'll have to see in a race.
So you guys are even launching, there's like a Dreamcast kind of tie-in to this visually. Can you talk about that little bonus?
Yes, for those who pre-order, you can get a skin that will turn Sonic and Sonic Generations into a character that looks like Sonic from Sonic Adventure 2. And you can play Sonic Generations with that skin, so you get that cool look for the character. And in addition, if you order the Digital Deluxe, you are able to get a skin for Shadow that is based off of one of the original designs before Shadow was created. Is one of the many designs the team was thinking about for the character that became Shadow. That is also going to be a skin that you can put on the character and play through with that skin on. So we have two really cool offerings, and we hope people like them.
You said the magic word. Well, what a segue. Sonic Adventure 2. What a game that was, wasn't it? I have to ask because I see it every time, but people love that game. I love that game. It's a fan favorite game. Do you guys have any plans for a remaster of that down the line in the future?
Thank you very much. Yes, Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 are two of my favorite titles, so I really do want to remaster them and bring them to people, but they are really old. They're made with, kind of older software, and in order to really remaster them and bring them to what we want to provide players in this current generation, it takes a lot of work. So I'd like to believe that we could do this at some time, but we do realize it's a massive undertaking.
What would you say is the game you spent the most hours playing in your lifetime?
So unfortunately, I'm so busy. I haven't really had time to play many console games. I think since Zelda Breath of the Wild, I haven't really played any console games. And most of the games that I play are, games on my cell phone while I'm kind of passing the time, waiting to get other things done.
What do you think it is about Sonic and his characters and his friends that have made him withstand the test of time for almost over 30 years? 35 years, right? Yeah, about 30. Yeah. Almost 35 years.
So I don't know if this is true or not, but I want to believe that because every year we're releasing something, every year we're challenging ourselves, we're bringing new titles out, and we're really innovating, we're able to stay relevant, stay fresh, I think, in the players' minds. And because we do things like we release Sonic Superstars, and then we release Sonic Frontiers, and now we're releasing, Sonic X Shadow Generations. We're constantly challenging ourselves and bringing new content to the audience, and because it's fresh and it's fun for the audience. We think we're able to survive for the past 30 years, 30 plus years, and we want to keep doing that in the future so we can still be relevant 30 years from now.
If you could describe what makes a Sonic game in one word, what would that word be?
It's got to feel good.
So when does Shadow Generations come out, and what platforms will be available at launch?
Sonic X Shadow Generations will be out this year, October 25th. For those who buy the Digital Deluxe or pre-order the Digital Deluxe, you can play it 3 days early, so that's going to be the 22nd. And we are out on pretty much any platform someone may have, whether it's the PlayStation Series, Xbox, Switch, Steam, or Epic.
And then this is more just like a thank you. We have a lot of people on staff, and including fans, that interact with us and like the interviews we do with you, and we really do appreciate all the hard work you do. And that community is so great. Like honestly, they may be hard at times. That's because they care about Sonic so much, and his team, and his friends, and his enemies. Just thank you for like everything you're doing for that community, and like thank you to the community for like just watching these interviews and sharing them and spreading the word of Sonic. You know, he goes fast, and he'll be around for hopefully a long time.
Thank you.